Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit of a different kind of video. Now, as you know, I have a lot of ways to make currency, about maybe 20 or 30 different ways to make currency, and all of them pay off about evenly, depending. Obviously, if I'm talking strictly, the best currency farming is going to be making the raw currency off of harbingers, whatever you want to call them, and the best currency farming for in the long run and over time would definitely have to be helm enchants, because not only do I get currency for commissions on the helm enchants I hit for people, I also get currency for any kind of uh, any kind of helm enchants I hit for myself that I just sell in the trade market or anything like that. Today alone, I believe I made about maybe 15 exalts just off of passive sells. I didn't complete anyone's orders today. Unfortunately, I didn't get any luck when I was running the lab. So I kind of got discouraged after hitting back to back to back to back, you know, bad lab runs. So I figured I'm going to, record a video and maybe show you guys exactly why I do this, even though I have had bad luck, why it's so good to do this. So first things first, you need a twice enchanted. If you don't already have one, refer to my prophecy farming method. You will most likely get anywhere between 5 to 20, anywhere between that range in a stack of like 2k coins. Um, as you know, there is a whole bunch of different prophecies other than the twice enchantments that are good, but strictly speaking, because I am farming for, lab enchants, coin farming is just even more profitable. Now, I haven't ran this lab since it changed to this setup. This is the new lab for the day, and I don't know anything about it, so I will be kind of taking a quick peek at what's going on, just so I can kind of know, what to look for, and etc. etc. Um, I won't be hunting down any dark shrines, but I will kind of show you real quickly, what to do, what to look for. Now, as you see, I don't have a lot of life. I a lot of times I stick with having 2 health potions, and that includes in maps. And the reason being is because my other flask is a bottled faith, and even though bottled faith does help a lot with bossing damage, it doesn't really help too much with anything but bossing damage. In a map, I have no issue killing things, as you know, and if I don't have an issue killing things, I don't really have any point in using a bottle face. So, looks like we got a dark shrine anyway, because it was just right out, not right, on our way. It's not gonna take us any extra time to get it, so why not? And let's see. Looks like we're at our first trial. Now, when you're doing these, you have to have a couple of things to think about. First and foremost, you need to have a build that is a little bit quick. You don't have to be super quick. You don't have to be self-chill raider like I am and do this and go really quick without even having a movement potion. You don't have to shoot fast or anything. Just something that can kind of maneuver a little bit more, and maybe you have dash second wind already in your setup, and you're a little bit further in your build. But a lot of times you don't really have to spend an insane amount of currency to complete lab. As you know, I'm running all uniques. I do have all awakened gems now, and I do have a bit of an investment in this build. Obviously, it's obviously taking my word for it at this point doesn't really seem like a lot, but I promise you I've been doing this since before I've had this kind of currency. This league, not so much. I kind of waited until I had a big amount of currency and then got my character really, really zoomy and then did lab, just because it's more fun to do lab when you can just kind of knock it out in a matter of a minute or two, instead of like maybe 5 minutes, instead of taking, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, so on and so forth. So as you see, we are pretty much smoothly going through lab. I don't really have any issues. Sometimes I do have traps that'll maybe put me a little lower, but as long as you know what you're doing, you can just kind of skate through them. One thing I will recommend is that there is another setup to this that I can be doing, and what that setup is actually using 2 flasks for Quicksilver instead of 1, and 2 potions, and then your last potion is an anti-curse. Doesn't matter what you have the anti-curse on. I have it on my diamond flask because that's what I use for guaranteeing my crit. There we go. That's Bam Bam Instant Bizarro. And because I use this anti-curse, that means not only in mapping am I good to go, but in lab, whenever there is a temp chains totem or a enfeeble totem, or even I believe there's something that curses you with vulnerability. I can't remember what, but you know, if there is that, they don't do anything to me because of this flask, and the flask gives me my crit chances are lucky. So overall, I get more from having the crit flask with no curses than I do having pretty much any other flask. As you saw there, we made easy, quick work of Azaro. Now, I am going to be switching my Ascendancy back into the Ascendancy that I need to be. We actually go this way. And by need to be, I mean I'm going back to Deadeye. Again, yeah, I know, I switch back and forth a lot, but when you're running lab every day and you can do it in both Deadeye and Raider, why not pick whatever build is more comfortable for you, right? And as you know, I like to play this build a million different ways, so picking a new setup or new style for my build is just another day in the life of me playing my Ice Shot build. So, all right, what is this? So it looks like we have how many paths? It looks like we have one path. And if you look at the little mini map there, the mini map will kind of tell you where to go without you even thinking about it. As you see right here, there's two paths. If you look, there's a left path and a right path. Now it looks like it's a far left path, but remember, a lot of times the paths are really close to each other. So usually what you can kind of think about is, if I need to go to the right path, I go all the way to the right wall here. Okay, now I go up. And you stay right, stay up as much as you can, and ignore everything else unless it forces you to go the other way. Now, if it forces you to go the other way, just go, and eventually you'll be able to make the turn, and you'll be good. But if you see right here, we have, oh, it looks like this is actually Mansion Annex, I believe, is always a silver door. Yeah, so it looks like this is not the right way. I'm surprised, but it's not. So instead we were supposed to go left. Just this whole spew of things, and then we have to go left, right? But let's see. So let's actually go up here and see if we can't find anything since we're here anyway. Alright. And usually it's a hop and a skip away from one door to the other. Thankfully, you don't have to do too much more. A couple more traps, not a big deal. That's why we have the extra potions. Alright, so now we're in the Sanatorium Halls, which is, I believe, the immediate room before Azaro. Yep. And then because we are where we are, there we go. That's, bam, we're there. See? So as you see, there is a lot of running around and kind of figuring it out. This is my first time in this lab today, and I'm just kind of seeing how things are. So let's go ahead and take care of Azaro real quick. So as you see, we have 2 potions left, right? 2 potions doesn't seem like a lot, but Azaro, he's a pushover. Everyone knows regular Azaro is a pushover, so we're just gonna dash out of the way of his first attack, dash out of the way of his second attack, grab these keys, and walk away. And we got a couple of currency, that's not bad. And let's see. So now we have our twice enchanted. So right here, we don't really have, these are really bad enchants, I'm not gonna lie. But when you're running lab, there's something you gotta do. There's something you really gotta do. First things first, you have to have things like this. You have to have helms that you can enchant with the enchant that you want, right? I actually tried Lightning Arrow and I hated it. I think I mentioned it in my last video. Yeah, I hated it. And then we have helms right here. This is one I crafted myself, which I'm probably going to finish eventually. But until I finish it, this is what I have. It's really cool. I'm definitely going to finish it though. It's too cool not to finish. And then we have our, helms here. We have the new helm that we can just kind of re-enchant. So we're going to take this. And then we're going to say nearby enemies are crushed. Now, nearby enemies are crushed says they have lower physical damage reduction, right, by 15%. So none of these are fizz, but I don't really care, so we're just going to enchant and see what else we got. Next, we got Blade Blast detonates other lingering blades within an 75% increased area, Frost Bomb damage, and Storm Call duration. So Blade Blast is actually not a bad enchant. Normally Blade Blast enchants go on Crown of the Inward Eye. I don't think I have another one. Let's see. Boom. Crown. So we have a Crown of the we have two Crown of the Inward Eyes. We have Herald of Purity, reduce res. Unfortunately, this hasn't sold or moved, so we're just going to sell it. And then we have Petrified Blood, reduced res, and this hasn't sold. So we can actually pick the cheaper one of the two, even though technically speaking they're probably not that cheap. We can just put it in here, and then we put our Enchanted Helms back in. Now I can say 5 exalts for this because the Blade Last enchant on this is very, very good. And then I can say another 3x on this. And then that's pretty much it. So, yep, that was pretty much lab in a nutshell. That's what you're going to be doing and looking out for. That's real easy. As you saw, I was able to just kind of zoom through. I'm actually going to, hold on. I need to eat some regrets so I can do this. So, as you saw, we just zoomed through lab. Lab was a joke. It wasn't even a challenge for us. So now we're just going to, real quickly, we're gonna... Oh yeah, before I change my ascendancy, we actually have to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Dan. Then we can go back here, change ascendancy, go back to Deadeye, and change ascendancy. Bam. Alright, so because Far Shot is just so overpowered and the endless munitions are so good, we want to kind of take advantage of that. Now, I'm not going to be using chain anymore. I don't really care about the chain and bouncing off walls. I have Awakened Chain, and then I have over here a one single pierce, which is very good for Vengeance Cascade, so I've decided to use that. Instead, we take either Gathering Winds plus Wind Ward to have a really big damage reduction, or we go over here and take this. This time around, I'm going to do Wind Ward just because I can. As you see, I do have a big reduction in speed because I don't have Permanent Onslaught, but it's not that bad, and when I hit Self-Chill, it just kind of goes up by a lot. But without further ado, Exiles, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do appreciate you joining me here today and in my explanation and on you know, lab running. I will probably lab run for the rest of the today and get a whole bunch of lab enchants done. I do have special orders that do need to be fulfilled, and I'm hoping I can get them done. Without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do again appreciate you guys for joining me and sticking around, and it's really amazing that I have all these followers and all these people who, you know, like my content. If there's specific content you want to see, please leave me a message on either PSN or on YouTube, and if it's something I can cover, I will cover it. No questions asked. I mean, if you give me something to do, guys, I'm pretty much done for the league, essentially. I'm going to be crafting some in-game gear, but I don't need to. As you see, I can pretty much do anything I want to. My damage is on the level of killing Conquerors and even Cyrus, so it's not a whole lot I can do other than just have some fun and maybe enjoy myself a little bit. But yeah, without further ado, thank you everyone, and